Antarctica, a continent of ice and mysteries. Antarctica, the southernmost continent on Earth, is often regarded as one of the planet's final frontiers. It is a place of extreme cold, profound isolation, and untapped scientific potential. Covering an area of about 14 million square kilometers, it is the fifth largest continent, but nearly 98% of it is covered by ice, which holds around 60% of the world's fresh water. Despite being one of the most inhospitable places on Earth, Antarctica has become a focal point of international intrigue due to its unique geopolitical status, environmental significance, and scientific research potential. Over the decades, several nations have staked territorial claims on Antarctica, sparking questions about its future. What is Antarctica? Geography and climate. Antarctica is situated at the Earth's south pole and is almost entirely covered by a thick ice sheet, which averages around 1.9 kilometers in depth. The continent is divided into two major regions, East Antarctica, which is primarily a high plateau, and West Antarctica, which is geologically more diverse and includes mountains, valleys, and subglacial lakes. Antarctica's cold, desert-like climate makes it the coldest continent on Earth, with temperatures in some regions dropping below -80 degrees Celsius (-112 degrees Fahrenheit). While its icy landscape might seem barren, Antarctica is home to a unique range of life forms that have adapted to the extreme conditions. Emperor penguins, seals, and other marine life thrive around its coasts, and microbial life exists even in the depths of its ice. These ecosystems are part of why Antarctica holds such significant scientific interest. Scientific importance. Antarctica serves as a natural laboratory for studying climate change, glaciology, astronomy, and biology. Its ice cores hold records of past atmospheric conditions, providing scientists with data on Earth's climate history spanning hundreds of thousands of years. These ice records allow scientists to trace how carbon dioxide levels have changed over millennia, thus contributing to our understanding of current climate trends. The continent is also a prime site for studying space and astronomy. The South Pole, for example, hosts several observatories that take advantage of the clear, dry air and long periods of darkness during the winter months, which offer ideal conditions for astronomical observation. Antarctica's ecosystems. Despite its harsh environment, Antarctica supports a variety of ecosystems, particularly along its coasts. Its oceans are rich in marine life, including krill, which serves as a key food source for whales, seals, penguins, and seabirds. The continent's inland areas are nearly devoid of life, except for some hardy lichens, algae, and microscopic organisms that can survive in sub-zero conditions. Research on these ecosystems is crucial for understanding how life can adapt to extreme conditions and what potential changes could occur due to global warming. Historical context of Antarctic exploration and claims. Antarctica remained a mystery until the 19th century, when explorers began to venture into its icy waters. The first confirmed sighting of the Antarctic continent was in 1820 by Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen and Edward Bransfield, a British sailor. By the early 20th century, the race to reach the South Pole intensified, culminating in the famous expeditions of Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen, who reached the pole in 1911, and Robert Falcon Scott of the United Kingdom, who reached it shortly after but tragically perished on his return journey. As explorers ventured deeper into the continent, the geopolitical implications of Antarctica became increasingly apparent. By the mid-20th century, several nations had staked claims to portions of Antarctica, though much of the continent remained unclaimed. Territorial claims and the Antarctic Treaty. Antarctica is unique because, despite several overlapping territorial claims, no single nation owns it outright. 7 countries have made formal claims to portions of Antarctica: Argentina, Australia, Chile, France, New Zealand, Norway, and the United Kingdom. These claims often overlap, particularly between Argentina, Chile, and the United Kingdom, leading to potential diplomatic tensions. Some other countries, such as the United States, have reserved the right to make claims in the future, though they have not formally done so. In 1959, the Antarctic Treaty was signed by 12 countries, including all those with territorial claims, as well as the United States and the Soviet Union. This treaty effectively froze all territorial claims and established Antarctica as a zone for peaceful scientific cooperation. It prohibits military activities, mineral mining, and nuclear testing, while encouraging scientific research and protecting the continent's ecosystems. Since then, many other nations have acceded to the treaty, bringing the total number of signatories to over 50. The Antarctic Treaty remains one of the most successful international agreements, maintaining the continent as a peaceful, cooperative space despite the complex web of claims and interests. Why do many countries claim Antarctica? Antarctica's unique status as a largely uninhabited, resource-rich continent, along with its strategic location, has drawn the interest of many nations. While the Antarctic Treaty prevents the enforcement of territorial claims and prohibits resource extraction, several reasons explain why countries maintain or are interested in claims to parts of the continent. Potential natural resources. One of the main reasons for countries' interest in Antarctica is the continent's untapped natural resources. Although the Antarctic Treaty currently prohibits mining, it is widely believed that the continent holds significant deposits of oil, gas, coal, and other minerals beneath its ice sheets. As global energy demands increase, there is a potential for future conflicts over resource extraction, particularly if the treaty is ever renegotiated or amended. Some estimates suggest that Antarctica's mineral and hydrocarbon resources could be vast, especially in offshore areas where exploration has been minimal due to the harsh environment and legal restrictions. Moreover, Antarctica's waters are rich in marine life, including fisheries that have attracted international interest. The Southern Ocean, surrounding Antarctica, supports valuable commercial fisheries, particularly for species like krill and Patagonian toothfish. The exploitation of these fisheries is regulated by international agreements, such as the Convention for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources, CCMLR, but competition for these resources remains high. Strategic military interests. While the Antarctic Treaty explicitly bans military activity on the continent, its strategic location at the southern pole of the Earth gives it significant geopolitical importance. Control of certain areas in Antarctica could, in theory, provide strategic military or surveillance advantages, particularly in terms of satellite tracking, long-range missile monitoring, and scientific intelligence. While no nation is currently allowed to deploy military forces to Antarctica, the region's location could make it strategically valuable in the event of future conflicts or changes to international law. For this reason, many countries maintain research stations and other infrastructure in Antarctica, ostensibly for scientific purposes, but with potential strategic benefits as well. Scientific prestige and influence. Antarctica offers a unique opportunity for countries to demonstrate their scientific prowess and contribute to globally significant research. Establishing research stations in Antarctica allows nations to take part in vital studies related to climate change, oceanography, biology, and astronomy. Many countries see maintaining a presence in Antarctica as a way to boost their global standing in scientific research and diplomacy. Furthermore, under the Antarctic Treaty, only countries that have a physical presence on the continent, by operating research stations or conducting significant expeditions, can participate in decision-making regarding the governance of Antarctica. This gives nations with active Antarctic programs a stake in the future of the continent, and the ability to influence potential changes to the treaty system. National prestige and sovereignty. For some countries, maintaining claims in Antarctica is a matter of national pride and sovereignty. Argentina and Chile, for example, view their Antarctic claims as extensions of their national territories, rooted in geographic proximity and historical exploration. Even though these claims are suspended under the Antarctic Treaty, they remain an important aspect of these nations' identities and foreign policies. The future of Antarctica. The future of Antarctica is uncertain, especially in light of climate change and growing global competition for resources. As the Antarctic ice sheet melts, it contributes to rising sea levels, which could have devastating consequences for coastal communities around the world. Scientists are closely monitoring the continent's glaciers, including the rapidly melting Thwaites Glacier, which could contribute significantly to sea level rise if it continues to deteriorate. There is also the possibility that the Antarctic Treaty, which has been in place since 1961, could come under pressure as global demand for resources increases. While the treaty is set to be reviewed in 2048, some countries may push for amendments that would allow resource extraction or other commercial activities in the future. In conclusion, Antarctica is a continent of profound scientific, environmental, and geopolitical importance. While it is governed by one of the most successful international treaties in history, the future of Antarctica is likely to be shaped by the competing interests of nations seeking to claim its resources, strategic advantages, and scientific prestige. As climate change and global politics evolve, Antarctica will remain at the center of debates over sovereignty, resource management, and the future of our planet's last great wilderness.